Yeah.
Okay, y'all, every week, every other week, I try to bring you unique guests, unique experiences. And this is something so different. You all, I'm Naja Hall. Y'all know me. Master step family coach, expert at teaching people how to transition properly during divorce, co-parenting, step parenting, all that jazz. And we talk to a lot of attorneys. We talk to a lot of public figures. We talk to a lot of people that just have been down through there when they're trying to blend and transition their families or even handle their new life roles. And the one thing that I always get is people want to understand how the other person thinks. They want to understand how the other person feels, and you want to be understood. So when I came across Christoper Adams's Instagram profile, first of all, the name kind of caught me. His name on Instagram is the Zodiac Preacher, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Now I'm all up in astrology. I know my sign, and I will admit, one of the first thing I asked my husband when we on our first date, I was like, "What's your sign?" So to come across somebody, and I started going through Christopher's page. So to come across someone that was so well versed, and he juxtaposes astrology with his faith in God, that kind of struck me. And I reached out to him, and we had a very long conversation before we actually started recording this podcast. But geez, I don't know where to start. Christoper, the Zodiac Preacher. How does one get the name? How does one come to be called the Zodiac Preacher?
Well, from the perspective in which I feel Yahweh allowed me to see, is that that's a part of my whole being at this point. Because when I think about my entire life, from my childhood to where I'm at now, it has been swimming in emotional pain that comes from a disconnect with the people that I see with my eyes, but I don't feel them with my heart. And so when I stumbled into astrology, I come from Christian background. I believe in Yahweh and His Son Yahshua.
Mhm. And for those of you that aren't familiar, some people call Yahweh God. They believe God is just a title, and they call Yahshua the Messiah another name for Jesus. So depending on your beliefs, just FYI for you guys that didn't know. So go ahead.
So being raised up, like I said, Christian background, and I do believe in God. And I just believe in God. I try to be obedient to His word. And I know for the ones that's listening, they'll say, "Oh, well, about astrology, blah blah blah."
Right?
Talk about that another time. But I just see where God has made me, and this is my purpose. Okay,
Okay.
I can't run from it. I talk about this every day. I don't care for money like that. I care to know that another child, another daughter, can actually see their mom and dad work it out. And
Okay.
even if they can't work it out together because their spirit man is not strong enough yet to control the body in which they live in, then they can at least co-parent together in a way to where that child has a chance to be raised up with their abilities that won't be tainted at an early age.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned that some of your own experiences led you to delve more into astrology. First of all, what is your sign?
Okay, so let me say this before I continue.
Okay.
Every single person that has ever lived and will live on this earth is a combination of all the celestial energies that Yahweh has made in the universe, and it's for us. But the order in which we have them is dealing with our purpose. And so my sun sign, the planet that shines like the sun for me, is Saturn, and that makes me what is called the Capricorn.
Capricorn. Okay. And Capricorn is, I'm looking at the thing, December 22nd through January 20th. Okay. Capricorn. So the reason that I thought it was really cool to have you on here, because most everyone at least knows something about the zodiac. I remember my parents telling me when they were younger, especially our parents' generation, those born in the 70s and 60s, that was a really big deal to them.
Mhm.
Now, there's people like me that really don't know anything. So let me just excuse my ignorance before we even get started. I only know my birthday and what I think my sign is. Some people told me that I was on the cusp. of, like I'm July 22nd. So that would make me a Cancer. But then I've seen in some books it says a Leo. So I don't know. Before we get all the way deep into different signs, because y'all, on this podcast today, we're literally going to go through each sign, yours and that person that you're trying to figure out, and we're going to talk about how to resolve conflict with that particular person or how they act. We're just going to touch the head of it today. We're going to go more into detail a little bit later on another one. So before we go into the different signs, why do you do this? What made you start looking so deeply into understanding, using signs to understand people?
Like I said, from the time I can remember to, where I'm at in life today, I've been swimming in emotional disconnect, emotional pain from my mom, my dad, and I'm not putting my mom and dad down. I'm saying that how they think naturally is not their elements are not aligned with my elements. Okay.
That's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
But it's true. My mom, and if you don't mind me saying this, my mom and my dad, and I didn't, understand this piece until I started interviewing thousands of people and asking about their signs and moon signs and listening to them speak about how they feel about themselves, how they feel about their children, how they see life, how they experience love, how they express love. And so now I have a deeper understanding of my mom. There's a lot of gaps in my childhood that have now been filled in because I can replace that with she's a Libra sun sign. Her moon sign is Gemini. My father is also the same exact combination. My father is a sun sign Libra and his moon sign is Gemini.
So you have the same disconnect with both of them and then the same connection with both of them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And see, I'm a Capricorn. Capricorn element is earth. Their element is air. Okay. They double air. And my moon sign, which is my emotions, is Taurus, which is also earth. So I'm a double earth. Earth is an element that likes to feel physical. Okay. Air itself is an element that doesn't like to necessarily be touched because it's not a physical element. It likes to be free.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is the difference between sun and moon? Because you've mentioned that a couple of times. Like, what's my sun sign and what's my moon sign?
You want to talk about yours?
Yeah, let's just use me as a guinea pig. Yes. So I'm July 22nd.
Mm-hmm. So based on the time that your mom mentioned, and which was, I believe, 7:50.
Yeah. 7:50 p.m. in Tennessee. Yes.
Tennessee, right?
Yes, Memphis, Tennessee.
All right. So I already looked that up, and your sun sign is Leo. Okay. Your moon sign is Aries.
Wait, but July 22nd on all the things that, like, all these little things that say it says Cancer.
Right. Exactly. Because we're looking at it look at it as if you're rounding something off. So look at stuff online without the time, you're just rounding off to the sign that. Okay, let me say this. Let's back up for 1 second. A day, according to the Bible, starts when it's night first, and then the sun comes. Okay, it's the first day. Okay, so when the sun goes down on that, when the sun goes down,
that means it's the next day.
It's a new day, right? So you was born in the moon of that day. Okay, the sun.
Yeah, it was nighttime for sure.
This is the early morning of the Leo, the early morning of the sun. Okay, so even though the sun itself hasn't came back up yet, for the ones born under the light of the Leo, you was born in the early morning of the Leo.
Oh, my whole life has been a lie. I thought I was a Cancer. Oh.
No, your life is I promise you, your life as far as how you come off. Like before I knew your sign, and I was just kind of checking out your profile.
Yeah.
I saw fire. That's all I saw. I saw nothing but fire. And
maybe it's like the hair and makeup, because when I post my pictures, I post all, I'm pretty flamboyant. Like all the women in my family are very flamboyant people. Mm-hmm. So I figured that's just like a birthright. When I was born in the hospital, they came and wrapped me in a sequin receiving blanket. Like them people don't play in my family. But
I want to say this because you was born in a, like you said, a flamboyant family,
Yeah.
all that did was intensify the energy that you already had. You came in, they really brought you into the world as in the right way, because the sun is the center of the universe. So people that are Leos, they cannot help but to be in the center of whatever the crowd is. Okay.
Mm.
And Leo represents light. But before I talk about Leo, I'm gonna go back to you asked about what's the difference between
Moon, yeah. Would you say my moon was?
Aries.
Oh God.
Aries is your moon sign.
Oh.
What's all with the huffing and puffing? It's
You know,
good.
because when I make my list of like, I'm married now, but the list of people that I would never ever be with were Leo, Gemini, Aries. Never, ever, ever. No offense to anybody that's listened to these, and now no offense to my own damn self, but
But listen, this is what I'm saying. And see, this is a very important piece to understand what I'm about to say right now, okay?
okay.
Once again, when we're born into this world, our little physical body, our baby body, is exposed to every single celestial energy that is out there in the universe. But whatever planet, in a sense, is on that side or of the earth, I'm trying to speak from.
Simplify it for us, yeah.
You're going to have a heavier dose, okay,
Okay, I see what you mean. I got it.
than the rest, okay, because that sun sign planet is the planet that you're going to shine like the most. So sun is really, okay, now other astrologers may tell you different here or there, but this is, I speak about this based on the world's perspective, because
Okay.
I did a series of interviews. I drive Uber, and every single ride, thousands of rides, no exaggeration.
You told me actually you've just hit the 8,000 ride mark.
8,000 rides.
So guys, let me tell you, the cool thing about him is whenever he will have somebody in his car, he will do a reading of them and pretty much be able to, even just after a few moments with them, tell what their rising or what their sun and moon are, which is an amazing gift. But that also talks to your ability to receive your own gift of
Well,
divineness.
let me say something real quick. I may have said that incorrectly to you.
Mhm.
So when they're in my car, I have them to look up their moon sign if they don't know it. Okay. Now I can say after so many rides, yes, I have had countless rides where I'm like, man, you sound like an air sign, you sound like an earth sign, you sound like a
And
water
like, whoa.
sign. Yeah, and then a lot of times I'm right, because when you consciously understand this and you think about this, when you speak to people, it is consistent. So in true astrology, there's no such thing as cuss. Okay, it's not. It's
Oh,
not, because
really?
no, it's no,
On the cusp.
because because it's the thing. Every sign that goes into the next sign is the extreme opposite. I ain't gonna say the opposite, but it's the okay. So okay, you thought that you was a Cancer, right?
Yes, all my life.
Okay, let me tell you something. Cancer energy on the surface, they want to be at home. They don't really care to be out like that unless they have a moon sign that's like Sagittarius uh
Leo
or fire or air. That, see, the masculine elements, okay, the masculine elements, which is
Mhm.
air and air, likes to be outside the house, and water and earth likes to be in the house. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, this is kind of
No, I get it. So I get it. So you said my sun is a Leo and my moon is.
is in Mars, which makes you an Aries.
So then, what's the difference between the sun and the moon for everybody?
All right, so the sun went. Okay, sun means void of water. This is how I want to say it to you.
Sun is like void of darkness, right? Or
Void of darkness, yes, but void of water as well, which is very important when you talk about relationships. Because see, The sun is how you're going to shine when you're out in public, when you meet people for the first time, when you are in a happy state of mind. As soon as you're in your emotions, whether it's love, whether it's sadness, whether it's anger, you're being angry, that stems from the moon. Okay, so the moon on a scientific level is the reason we have waves in the ocean. The moon
Yeah.
that the water is 70% water in the earth, is 70% water in my bodies. Okay. So once again, every single person has a sun, a moon, a Venus, a Mars, a Jupiter, a Neptune, a Saturn, and so forth,
Now,
right?
before we get into all the planets, in order to understand a person, or kind of, especially because for what I do, which is conflict resolution and helping people understand emotions, I kind of do need to know the moon.
Yes.
And in order to get the moon, I need to know where they were born, what time they were born.
So the birthday, the month, day, and year. Okay. And in some cases, a lot of times the time, if you're looking at the degrees, but just always put the time in if you know it.
You
If you
know it.
don't leave it default, which is noon time. Okay. And if you have a question, just contact a person that's a distance and doing astrology, or you can contact me at the Zodiac Preacher on Instagram.
Yes.
But
and his name is right here. Your name is right here on your page. So so I gave you my birthday, my date of birth, year, time, all that good stuff, location. Were you able to look up and tell me something about a Cancer? Well, I'm sorry. I can't stop it. A Leo.
Leo.
Chris, I can't. It's gonna be hard for me to get used to that. So Leo sun, which is me now, like, hey guys, I'm happy. And then when I'm in an emotional state, Aries, what the?
So, okay. All right.
Tell me about me before we start telling everybody about themselves. I want to know about me.
Are you speaking you right now? So you speaking you, and I'm not attacking you, but you speaking you right now.
Okay.
And speaking you is Leo, the lion. The lion says, I don't mind anyone else eating, but I need to eat first. Okay. The sun is a fixed celestial body. It doesn't move. It's stuck in one spot. All the fixed energies, okay, and you are allowing me to speak, right?
I'm not going to be offended. You know what I mean? Because this is a learning experience for me and everybody watching and listening. Listen, say what you got. I want to hear it all.
Okay. So we all have all these energies in a sense, okay? But in your case, you have the sun as your sun sign energy. So every day you wake up, you're going to wake up as like the sun, like, yes, like, what's going on? Let's have a good time. Let's spend this out. All of that. Like, that's Leo energy. That's positivity. And see, the thing about the sun is that the sun, now I'm going to talk about the sun, which is your sign, but it applies to everybody else's sun sign as well.
Okay.
But they're going to shine like their planet. You're shining like your actual planet, which is the sun. My sun sign planet is Saturn. Saturn is a serious. It is the most serious planet. Smiling, this is rare for me.
Okay. Because you're serious, Chris.
Yes.
You're serious, Zodiac Preacher. Okay.
Language, though. You see?
I see. I got you.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have a great smile. You have a very beautiful smile. So you should. Yeah. Okay. So sun.
Yeah. So the sun is simply how you're gonna notice how I say this. The sun is how you naturally blind people to your moon.
Oh.
Your sun sign, when your sun is this, okay, now, okay.
Oh my God, I got it. I got what you're saying. Whoa.
All right, so hold up. So let's back up for a second. I believe in God. I believe in Yahweh. And I believe that when he put us into this world, he didn't bring us into this world naked. He brought us into this world wrapped in the celestial energies in which he specifically made and created for us. Your birthday will never be replicated again. That orbiting of all the celestial energies will never orbit like that again.
Mhm.
So if you're here because you're supposed to be here, and your sign is a part of your assignment. But your sun is how you shine before people. Your moon, your moon is how you feel. It's the planet that represents your emotions. Your moon was in Mars. Mars, the planet Mars, was the filter to your moon. Okay.
Okay.
So when you get into your moon, when you get into your emotions, it turns into fire. So you're already fire when you're happy. You become real fire when you're upset.
Dang, something must be wrong with my fire because, like, when I think of fire, I think of aggression and yelling and
So Aries, okay, you have what is called the light, the the light side, and you have the dark side of things.
yeah,
And when I say dark side of things, I'm saying the side of life that yet we have to conquer on on a maturity level,
yeah,
because your soul lives inside of your body. Your body is controlled by these energies, okay, all the planets. Your soul has to learn how to control those abilities, because they that's what they are. They are abilities that God gave you.
mm-hmm.
And learn how to control them, they will control you. Okay. So your gift that God gave you, from my perspective, is the gift of bringing the crowd together. That's what the sun does. Because the sun is light, it is also heat, and it represents helping you to get out of a dark state of mind. Okay. So
Yeah,
by you being a Leo, your language is not water. It's not meant to be water. You're supposed to be fire. Okay. Because a lot of people are in darkness and they need your light. So be who you are, but just make sure that you're continuously listening to the one that created you, if that makes any sense.
yes, it does. It does.
Now, you're, like I said, now the moon is raw emotions. Okay. Now, and I'm talking about people in general. The moon represents raw emotions, and it's how you feel. It's not what you're going to say, and people won't see that light as much. The only people that get to see your moonlight is the people that are in your house, the people that are close to you. They get to see how you feel, and that is where the love is. That is where the argument is. That is where, because see, your sun is blinding a person to how you really feel. The only time the only time a person can notice that you're not shining is when this happens.
An
Is when
eclipse and the moon covers the sun. And so that means when a person is overcome with emotion.
Yep.
Okay.
Now moon you're dealing with. You see? And
Mhm.
now if you don't know that person's moon sign, you can't get to them. They back here. They moon up here.
Yeah.
But you want to get to this, you want to move the sun out the way, and you want to move that moon out the way, and you want to talk to that person that you claim that you love. And I'm not talking.
Ooh, you want to talk? Ooh, this is good, Chris. This is good. I see what you mean.
These are barriers. The sun is the first thing that's going to come before the person when they come into you. That's the power that God gave you. That's your shield.
That's
It's
who
coming
we're meeting face to face. Just surface level conversations and
right.
time, intimacy, vulnerability, transparency.
And the
Away
moon is,
those layers, and then that's when we see the moon.
and then when something is said, that moon comes around. Whether it's love, whether it's love or anger or sadness, that moon's going to do this. And that moon may not shine like the sun, but that moon is extremely influential. Okay, extremely influential. And people need to understand the moon more than the sun. The sun is not in a relationship. And I tell people, if you want to have a honeymoon, you got to first respect that person's moon, and you have to reveal the moon that you have, because that's where the love is at.
The moon. So what is you said my moon is Aries.
Yes.
Everything I know about Aries is all bad. So tell me what just tell me.
What's happening is when we meet people, we're only meeting them. Well, okay, we know that they are a sun sign Aries or a sun sign this, but we don't know their moon sign.
Right.
So to speak,
So I'm judging all wrong then. Because
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah.
you can have, let me tell you, you can have a combination like this. You can have a person that's an Aries Pisces, right? Pisces is a water sign, and this water, and all water in general wants to help. Water wants to be there for you, and they want to do whatever it takes to make your world better. But that emotion is trapped behind Aries fire.
which is
Okay?
the shield.
Fire is masculine. Fire doesn't want to submit. Fire doesn't want to express water because that's not what it was meant for. So that soul is struggling to explain how they feel.
Mm.
So it can't get out a lot of times because they don't know how to say it in the right way. And that's just dealing with them on the inside. It's not even talking about the person they're talking to, because if they're talking to a person that has, like me, I'm a double earth. Okay. You double fire. Okay. So I'm very routine all day, every day, structured. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't expect me to be too flashy.
Yeah.
You can't expect me to be too emotional person. Now, Earth is a feminine element, and I would love to talk about that. We're dealing with, sexuality, how we look at sexuality, homosexuals, and all that type of stuff. Yeah, because I'm a double feminine sign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That means that I internalize before I make a decision. It doesn't mean that I like men. I'm straight. I love women. I'm a man. All day long, but I process in a feminine way.
I understand exactly what you're saying. And in the same rate, it's very possible for a homosexual person to be born in a masculine sign. And even though they're homosexual, then they would still process in a masculine way, correct?
So in my ride, and I can only speak about my environment that I've witnessed myself.
You're 8,000 people. Okay, that's pretty good numbers to me.
When I come across, and I'm not saying this is the case, because I mean it's way more energies in a person's chart than just the sun and moon. The sun and moon and rising ascending sign is more or less what you will encounter in conversation. Okay.
Okay.
But with a lot of people that I've met that had an alternative lifestyle, and I look at their sun and moon sign, it's very consistent. It's a lot of water, it's a lot of earth. You can have a male that has a lot of feminine energy, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of feminine energy. I met some women. Ooh, a lot of masculine energy. I met this one lady, double Aries. She's a double Aries, double masculine, straight. She told me, she said, I hate to submit on any level. She's like, I just have to have the last say so. I have to do this. I have to do it my way. And
Oh, that's going to hinder her relationships.
this is why we need to have these conversations,
This
because
is so true. So, do
no,
I have double masculine energy?
mhm. but it doesn't mean that you're not ladylike. It doesn't mean that you can't submit. It just means that you may have a harder time um, being patient, because see, you're fire. You're double fire. Okay, fire is an element that it was never meant to be patient.
Yeah,
So
no, it wasn't.
you as the driver, the temporary driver of the body in which God gave you,
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand that your energy, your ability, you have to put a lid on it at times, because especially when your birthday comes, anytime, like right now, this is what, the 20th.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Venus is leaving out right now in a sense. All right, and we're about to get Mercury in. So happy belated birthday to the Taurians. Just the last day of Taurus,
Yes.
and tomorrow or tonight, when the sun goes down, right, Mercury is coming in. So communication is going to pick up around the world. All right. When these energies come in, it's not just for that person or that person's sign. It's for everybody. Everybody going to become a little bit more talkative.
So during Mercury, that's when people maybe.
Hmm.
So if I want to have a difficult conversation, during Mercury might be the time to maybe try to do that.
No,
Oh.
because because Gemini's uh, well, Mercury energy is a mutable energy.
Mhm.
Uh, Virgos and Gemini share the same planet, and whether you're a sun sign, Virgo or Gemini, or moon sign Virgo or Gemini, these people have a natural tendency to put everybody else before themselves. They can't help it. It's a
My
part of.
husband is a Virgo. I don't know his moon sign, but that is very true.
You said who? You said who now?
My husband's a Virgo, and so that is very true.
That's good. That's good that he's a Virgo, for you being fire, because see, Virgo is Earth, okay,
Yeah.
and fire needs Earth, okay. And I'm just being real. And by you being a double fire sign, you need to make sure that you surround yourself with a lot of Earth friends, or at least on a consulting.
Kind of levels and yeah.
Like I said, I'm a double Earth sign, right?
Mhm.
So to me and say, hey Chris, what do you think about this? I'm gonna tell you from an Earth perspective. I'm like, if you keep doing it, this is going to happen, right? You see, so you got to look at it that way, And I tell people, if you have somebody in your life that irritates you or get on your nerves, it's not their soul that you don't like. It's their energy that opposes you.
It's their energy. It's their energy. So let's kind of shift a little bit, because we could literally. I have so many questions. My goodness, and we're definitely going to have to probably break this off and do a whole different hour. But I want to get into the 12 sun signs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking by us kind of breaking down each one of the 12 sun signs, whomever is listening or watching this, if they find out their moon sign later, they can just kind of rewind it and be like, oh, okay, they can apply that to their moon. Y'all see what I'm saying out there, guys? Is that confusing? Okay. So the first one, and I just pulled up this chart. I know you mentioned that the first sign is Aries.
Mm-hmm.
I found this little chart though. Here it is. So if I go in order, starting from the beginning of the year, and by the way, why'd you say Aries is the first sign, but then Capricorn is December, January?
Aries represents being first. It represents, and it's in the zodiac world. It's just the first to start off the wheel or start off.
So I didn't pull up a good chart then.
No. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying. And some people will say, Capricorn, which is my sign. But see, Capricorn, it starts in December. It ends in January. You see, but Aries on the zodiac wheel is just dealing with being first. Okay, it's
okay. So you know what? Let's just start with Aries.
Mm-hmm.
And so all I want you to do is tell us a little bit about Aries' personality type. And then once you do that, I want to kind of ask some specific questions about each one. So what is an Aries person?
Aries is the beginning, and I'm gonna say it like this, and hopefully try to fill in the blanks. Okay.
Okay.
Aries is like the beginning of life because it represents springtime. Okay. It represents a time in your life where you stand up for yourself and you go out there and you take what you want. And not only that, you make sure that you look your best, because in the house of Aries is called appearance. Okay. Fire is an element that represents being seen. All right. But this type of fire sign is what is called a cardinal sign. So people that are cardinal signs are business minded. They think into the future, tend to be way more impulsive than the other fire signs. It's more springy. That's why it's symbolized as the ram. The ram is a creature that just cannot see any other ram next to it or on its level. It's going to challenge. It's going to, go to war.
Which is why the ram just runs head straight towards you and just rams you.
Keeps going and keeps going. And it will rather die than to lose.
Ooh.
Would rather. So you got to understand the mindset of the early day Babylonians that were, and the reason I'm saying this is because that's where it stemmed from. It stemmed from Babylonia as far as the characterization or the symbolization of the energies. Okay, I'm not saying that a person that's an Aries is a ram. I'm saying that's the best creature that they could think about to represent the tenacity of a person that's born under that energy of Mars. Okay, Mars is dealing with war. At the end of the day, every planet is like, look at the planets like batteries that have unique purposes for us to be humans upon the earth. And we can pull from these planets in a sense to complete that task. So we turn to the Aries because a lot of Aries are police officers, they're EMTs. These are people that are lawyers. These are people that they want to get, they want to be first in line to get something done. You know, they don't take the word no too well, because fire is a masculine element, and masculine elements doesn't like to submit on no level, and it's because they wasn't designed to, not supposed to. And so I can go on and on, but ultimately it's a sign that you have to respect. You have to respect them. Period. If not, they'll let you know. They're very direct. Let you know.
If you are in a conflict, and depending on who your sign, you know, this is generally speaking, what's the best way to approach an Aries to resolve a conflict? Do you just tell them that they're right, even if they're wrong, because they don't see that they're wrong anyway? Are they that type?
A question like that, I don't necessarily like to speak on too much, and the reason I say that is because every situation is different, and every Aries is not the same, because remember, everyone is a combination of all the planets. Right. The moon is where the argument came from in the first place, right? So
let's just say a person with Aries moon, then we're speaking, you know, because right now I want this to be on an emotional level. So if I'm talking to your Aries moon, we are in the midst of a conflict. Mm-hmm. How do you approach that? Because I know you're not going to approach an Aries moon like you would approach a Cancer moon.
No, you wouldn't. And this is the piece about the sun and the moon. The sun.
And you know, I know I'm asking you to simplify a very complex.
And I'll do my best. I promise you.
Yeah.
But I want to say
this is not meant to give people an entire college course. It's kind of meant to wet their whistle so that they can go and do their own research, or of course reach out to you if they want to do a full reading, like I'm gonna do as soon as we get off of this thing.
All right, so remember I told you the sun is what's going to shine from them, but how they shine is not a reflection of how they feel. So even if we talk about them as Aries moon, we don't know what kind of rays they're giving you. And see, if they give you a rays of Aquarius, let's say the Aquarius sun sign when
I don't want to mix that up yet, because I know we're going to talk about Aquarius in a second. I don't really want to mix the two. Okay, so let me make sure I understand it. Aries, strong.
Yes.
First.
Yes.
Will fight for what they believe in.
Yes.
What am I leaving out? What am I missing?
It's a lot, but the biggest thing is this: Aries is about they're about being the hero. If you don't remember nothing else when it comes to Aries is about how can I position myself in such a way to where they will compliment me for the success of, and it's not a success for themselves, but it's like, look what I have, so and if you ever need me, I can come help you, because that's what they were made for.
Hero, but they also do kind of court the accolades, and they appreciate being acknowledged.
Yes.
Aries is not a person that you're going to discredit. They're going to make sure they have their credit.
Exactly. So that's the language. Okay. Now, if it's a sun sign, it's going to be geared more towards business.
Yeah.
The moon is dealing with personal.
Okay. So what's the next sign? Because my little chart that I looked up is all wrong, but I know you know. So what's the next one we're going to talk about?
Okay. So the second sign will be Taurus, the house of the Taurus. Taurian
is May 11th. Yes, Taurus. I know Taurus.
Okay. So the Taurians, they're ruled by Venus, and Libras are ruled by Venus as well. But Taurians, they represent the fixed earth signs. Okay. all fixed signs, Leos, Scorpios, Aquarians, and Taurians, fixed means this is what it is. It will not move, period.
No, honey, my daddy's a Taurus. You ain't lying. Oh God.
It's not moving. Okay, now Taurus is Earth. Earth is something that has weight. It is something that is physical. Okay, that's my moon sign, Taurus. So when I get upset or when I'm focused on something, it's very hard to move me off of it unless life happens, because that's what has to happen to fix energies, especially the Taurus. The
Oh.
The Taurus bull is going one direction, and it is not meant to stop. It was never meant to be stopped. It was meant to be redirected.
Oh.
Redirect. Not, it's a difference. You cannot stop the energy. You got to learn how to redirect it.
Okay. Okay.
And understand it's the toe. It's the Taurus. It is the slowest moving energy in the entire zodiac. Period. So if a Taurus make up their mind to do something, it may take a year before it actually happens. Whereas in the world of a Leo, it's going to happen that day.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay?
Literally. You see how fast I got you on this podcast? I was like, I want him here. Yeah. So
Taurus, go ahead, yeah.
yeah. So Taurus, my God, you're not gonna stop their energy. You can redirect it. And sounds like nothing is moving until they're good and damn well ready for it to move.
Yes. Because they represent Earth. Okay, you got to understand Earth's job, Earth's purpose. Okay, Earth's job is to be stable no matter what. Earth doesn't care, the ground, it doesn't care about if it's raining right now. So if you're in your emotions, Earth's like, I understand, but the answer is still no. It represents stability, it represents home, it represents family, it represents, for Taurus, it represents what you have worked hard to obtain. So Taurians care about working hard for their home, working hard for their car. Everything a Taurus has is going to be laced with Venus on it, meaning that it's going to be beautiful, or in their world, it's beautiful. Okay, and the beauty of the Taurus that the Taurus loves is the indulgence. Okay,
Yes.
imagine biting into a piece of cake that came out the oven, that's warm. It's whatever kind of cake you like, and you're not rushing to eat this cake because you don't want it to end. So you take your time munching on this cake, okay? And you sit back and you just like you're feeling every single sugary piece through your teeth. That is the energy of Taurus, but in every category.
Oh my God. So they have to just, they like they enjoy it, they ingest it, they inhale it.
Now, fix means now, right now. They don't care about yesterday. They don't care about tomorrow. When they're eating their food, don't mess with them. When they're sleeping, leave them alone unless it's an emergency, and it really needs to be an emergency.
When they're working on a project, do not try to distract them, because more than likely you're not going to be able to distract them anyway.
No, because they're not meant to be. Okay. And once you understand, then you can hopefully get to a point where you realize that they're not purposely trying to ignore you.
Yeah.
In their language, they're going to make sure you have everything you need. You're going to be stable when you're with them, but you just can't control too much of how they go about their routine, because they have a routine in which they live by.
And a pace, it sounds like. And a pace, like they have their own pace.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Every Taurus is different because of their moon sign. Remember?
Absolutely. Yes. I think that's one thing that we all know. Listen, y'all. Everybody's different. We're talking about sun signs right now. The basics of our Zodiac Preacher's interpretations of these sun signs. Okay, who's after Taurus?
You have air, which is Gemini.
Gemini. Ooh.
which, like I said, come tonight, well, when the sun goes down today, we'll be in Mercury energy. It's pretty much here already. Everyone's going to become more talkative. This is the sign that represents communication. Okay,
Gemini? Really? I did not know that.
huh?
I didn't know that at all about Gemini. Okay, communication. All right.
Gemini planet is Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. Okay, Mercury is the fastest moving celestial energy that orbits your planet, the sun. Okay, Gemini's, man. Hey, these people think super fast. Gemini's and Virgos, by the way, because Virgo is fueled by Mercury as well. But Gemini's, that's why a lot of rappers that can rap really fast, they have a lot of Mercury energy. Honestly, they have a lot of Mercury energy. And Gemini's, you got to understand the language, the rays, the sun, what's going to blind you to that person is that their ability is the ability to become you.
A Gemini?
That's their ability. It means the twin.
So
So,
crazy because my stepkids are twins and they are Gemini and they are literally four people.
mhm. Well, and see now, let me shed a little light on the twin word. I say the word twin loosely, but their ability is way more powerful than two. It was never
Oh.
it was never really two in the first place. Okay, it was saying that when they see a person, when you see the symbolism of the twins looking at each other,
Yeah.
what you're seeing is um, a person that has the ability to download your entire personality into their life. That is their ability. And it doesn't stop just with you. They do this with every single person that they have ever talked to that they find interesting. If a Gemini calls you and asks you questions, they are downloading your soul. I'm not saying your soul, but they're downloading you. I promise you. If
Oh my.
that's the kind that knows you better than any other person in your life is a Gemini because their memory stems from Mercury. They don't forget what you say. They are the gods of the past. They live in the past. I hate to say it that way. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
They're going to have a tendency to reminisce about past conversations and bring them back today as if y'all said it today. Okay. They're the record keepers of
The Zodiac.
yeah, they're the record keepers of conversation.
They
They don't forget.
download our personalities.
Yeah, that's their ability.
Make them like lightweight genius level and they can kind of use that genius however they see fit. Because when I think it's some Gemini sun, we think of Kanye West, we think of Prince, we think of people like that. So that's a lot. That's
They
some good stuff to know about Gemini.
they rep. Now I'm gonna say this real quick about Gemini's too. You cannot ask a Gemini how they feel, and I'm not gonna say you can't ask them. What I'm saying is when you speak to a Gemini, you're not speaking to the person. You're speaking to yourself. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear.
So
A
they're
lot.
able to absorb the energy of other people very quickly and kind of project that onto them.
Yes,
Are you saying whatever I give to a Gemini is really what I'm putting out there?
let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. So I had this ride one time, and it was Gemini. He was sitting up front in the front, and this was before COVID stuff. But he was sitting up front, and then it was the lady in the back, and was like maybe two or three other people in the back. I have a SUV, and so anyway, I was talking about Geminis. I was saying, Geminis are some of the fastest speaking, signs in the entire zodiac. And the lady behind me, she was just like, and she was a Taurus, so she was just like, he speaks so slow. I said, he's a Gemini. He's slowing down to speak to you. He can't speak no faster in a sense than the person in which he's speaking to. He can't speak outside of the parameters of your knowledge because he's the Gemini. The Gemini can know way more information about everything, but still can't shine above the conversation because they don't want to be in the spotlight. They want to be close to you. They don't want to put themselves before you. Now, on the inside, they could be a cardinal sign. They could be a sign that wants to be the leader,
Yeah.
but Gemini itself energy is not the leader. It's the mutable. It's the sign that's going to perfect everything. These are the perfectionists, okay, of conversation, and so yeah, it's a lot.
That's really cool to know. Dang. Okay. So after Gemini, who's next?
So after air, you have water,
Why?
okay, and that's Cancer.
What
All
I
right,
thought I was.
yeah. um, Cancer is fueled by the moon, okay. Now, this is that one sign. It's called the mother of the zodiac. All right. And these people, male, female, don't matter. They know how to take care of you as if you are their child. All right. They care about every little detail about you. They care about, how you feel. Did
Yeah,
you,
I might not have been a Cancer all this time because.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh. But I'm like, oh
It's
God.
the moon. It's the moon energy, and this is their sun sign. The sun for Cancer is the moon. So when they're happy, they're still going to have a gloomy, presence, a sad, like, you
Damn.
know, they're worrying about everybody else.
I'm glad I'm not a Cancer. Okay. Not, not a Cancer anymore. Whew. Okay. So you would be able to feel a Cancer, kind of like, your energy is just, it's not going to be like a bright in your face type of thing. Not a sun, not the sun from the Cancer.
If they're happy, then a lot of times, I mean, they could be. I'm not saying they can't smile. I'm just saying that they're going to have a natural tendency to worry a lot.
There's a
Uh,
heaviness.
it's a heaviness. It is. I mean, it's the moon. The biggest police reports we have is during full moons, and that's their sun sign. And when does the moon stop being the moon? Never. When does the sun stop being the sun? Never. So for their sun sign to be the moon, it means that they're constantly sensing emotions. It may not be their own emotion,
Always sometimes.
maybe the emotions of somebody close to them. Because see, this is the ability of the Cancer. Their ability is the ability to love like God love. Okay,
Wow.
for them it sucks a little bit when they don't understand it, because once they bring you into their world and they develop a connection with you, even if they don't like you, they'll still make sure you're okay
Mm.
at the end of the day, and they will hate it. And then that's why it was also symbolized as the crab, because see, the crab doesn't live just on land, and it doesn't live just in the ocean. It lives in between both worlds, And so when you see a person that's a Cancer on the outside, and when you don't understand their ability, you're gonna think they bipolar, because one they're gonna say, I ain't messing with that person no more. Then the next day, well, I thought about it, and I did, da 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 da. And they do that forever. That's just what they do. They in the ocean, they out of the ocean. They in the ocean, they out of the ocean.
Yeah.
The ocean represents emotion, okay? The land represents logic. So it's a cardinal sign, by the way, too. So they're very business minded, but their mindedness, in a sense, is centered around family. Okay, whatever the Cancer loves, it's hard for them to let it go.
Mm.
It's so hard for them to let it go. It's they, and I promise you, the person living on the inside, I promise you, they want to let it go, but
They just cannot.
the moon is powerful, man. It's powerful, So
As of today, wow, Cancer. This is something, and this is being very presumptive, and it's mean. But anytime I would have a girlfriend, they would tell me, Naja, I met this guy, and he's a Cancer. I'd be like, wait. And again, no offense to Cancer fellas out there, but I always say, a Cancer is such an emotional thing, and I know a lot about Cancer because up until an hour ago, I thought I was one.
yeah.
But everything you're saying about Cancer, I'm like, nah, that's kind of not
Mhm.
completely who I am. But I always tell a woman, I say, there's nothing wrong with dating a Cancer man, but just make sure he's a healed Cancer man.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so I didn't really, from now talking to you, what I meant was one that is, kind of in control and very aware of themselves.
Hmm. See, okay, I'm glad you said that because Cancer, okay, very steady hands. Some of the best surgeons are Cancers, okay, because they have extremely steady hands and they actually care so much that they will spend additional time studying, additional time looking at something because they are babying whatever they love. Okay, that's just that's the gift God gave them is to love you even when you don't have the ability to love them back. That's why they drink a lot. That's why they,
That's
depressed
that's a really tough existence too. Dang, that's tough.
until they understand it. And see, I tell people, I don't care what kind of water sign you are, but water was designed by God to clean whatever it touches. Okay, so if you come across a puddle of water or a lake or something, and you see it's toxic and it got a whole bunch of nasty stuff in it, it wasn't designed that way. The environment is nasty, not water. Water was never nasty. Water has to be clean. See, water has the ability to clean everybody but itself. The only element that can help filter out water in a sense on a most physical level, carnal minded level, um, is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm not saying these are people that you have to date. I'm just saying you're gonna have one of those energies in your life somewhere. And
Yeah.
whoever the person is, allow them to help filter out your emotions because Earth is gonna say, okay, this is the third time they did that. Cut them off. And
Yeah.
Earth, I'm gonna say, hey man,
You're
nah,
like, are you keeping count here? Are you like that logic is gonna come in?
exactly. You see, but see, what do we call water that come out of the ground? We call it what? Well water, right?
Yep.
That's water that's now well because it came from the air, hit the ground. Now, when water comes down, it's coming down with all the nastiness that it has been cleaning the air with, right? So
Yeah.
down into the ground. The ground grabs all that nastiness and reuses it, recycles it. That's what earth science do. And water has the ability to seep down and be stripped and to be replenished again. See, water doesn't die. Water represents God's love. Everyone needs it. Everyone has to have it to be clean. And you want to receive it pure. So people that are water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, they have to be filtered. You have to allow them to soak.
Gotta let them soak. Y'all hear that? You gotta let them soak. Okay. So next after Cancer is what? Is
Mighty,
that Leo?
mighty Leo,
Leo the lion or the lioness.
the
You did
mighty.
tell us a little bit about Leo in the beginning. But just give a real short overview because we
Okay,
didn't get a whole read on Leo.
gotcha. Okay. Well, I know what you just said, but I'm teaching myself to speak the language of the elements. Okay,
Okay.
and that'll be the worst thing for me to do is to shorten.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I talked about Leo earlier, but guess what? That was earlier. We're talking about now.
Okay.
Still have to show them the utmost respect because their energy, their ability is the ability to shine no matter what. Now, it's supposed to be a positive shine that reminds people that everything's going to be okay. That if you have a new day, it's because God allowed you to have a new day, and you should be grateful for that. Even though somebody passed away that you love, thank God for the life that you have had with them. But pick yourself up, enjoy the rest of the life in which God has given you. Let's get out here. Let's brighten up people's day. That's the language of the sun. The sun is not trying to have a thunderstorm conversation. The sun is not trying to have conversations that's dealing with too much drama. I'm not saying Leos don't have drama. Just saying,
Every Leo I know has a lot of drama. That's why I don't fool with Leos. Just high drama, loud, always want the attention, the loudest one in the room. You're probably gonna be like, they're Leo, and they usually are. Like, ew.
their job. Think about how much. But look at it this way: every time every time we look at Facebook or Instagram, we seeing some type of post or ad about somebody being shot, killed. Somebody lost their life. All type of craziness. We
Yeah.
need Leos. We need y'all. We need y'all to remind us to get out and enjoy life no matter what.
You can't say y'all because you're taking me too fast right now. I'm like, I'm still. I can't say y'all.
I'm sorry. All right. I
You
apologize.
need them.
I apologize. I apologize. You're right. I'm sorry.
The Leos want to be the one to kind of shake it up and be like, all right, y'all, let's get this thing back together. Life is for the living. Let's do it.
Think about it. Think about it. Look at it this way, right? Like, when it's like extremely cold, it's wintertime, extremely cold. Like, man, what a sun at. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to outside. I want to have a good time, right? That's what we say every day. Oh, it's a nice day outside. Let's go have fun. And when people got smiles on their face, they put their best clothes on.
Go for a picnic. Just
Everybody dress and act like a Leo when the sun is out, in a sense, because the sun is the main ingredient of everybody else's sun sign. They just the rawest form of it. You see? Yeah, they're raw, unfiltered. They're gonna tell you exactly how they feel. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. Because what they're saying is, I wouldn't give you that. So why are you giving me that? If I give you 1,000% of my positivity, why are you giving me back 30%?
Or if I give you my negativity, or if you give me your negativity, I'm going to give you that too.
Yeah, because the line is not afraid of nothing. Light is not afraid of darkness. It's not supposed to be. And I feel like, once again, this is why we need to have these conversations, because I look like this. I think, God, you should have Leos in your life. You know what I mean? You should have everybody in your life. But once you understand what they bring to the table, once you understand their purpose, then you can like, man, you know what? I really need to call my Leo friend right now. I'm really down. Or, man, you know what? I need to call my Earth friend, man. My finances are a hot mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dang. So that's some positive light. Just positive light. Okay. After Leo is look at you.
After fire comes Earth.
Earth is Virgo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Virgo.
So,
which is Tony's sign, and I don't know his
full sign.
I did ask him before you and I got on here, but he, I texted his mom, my mother-in-law, but she hasn't got back to me yet. So I don't know. I would love to know his too. Okay, so Virgo.
I love Virgos.
Me too. Oh my God.
I love all the signs, but I like to go in a little bit more with Virgos, because I promise you, these are the unsung heroes of the zodiac. Them and Pisces too. I mean, all mutable energies: Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, Pisces. But Virgos, I show them a lot more love because they Earth. I'm Earth too, so I guess
you have a bias toward Earth. It's all good.
yeah, I understand what they see. I've listened to a lot of conversations, and all mutable signs put themselves last. They can't help it. It's a part of who they are. It's their language. Mother Teresa was a Virgo.
Why? Why though?
Somebody has to. They represent true sacrifice. Okay, they represent all or nothing. These are people that when they dedicate themselves to something, they're gonna make it perfect. Like I mean, that's just what they do. All right, now they're ruled by Mercury, so they think extremely fast. They think all the time, but their thoughts are not for themselves. Their thoughts are for the people that they care about. I promise you, these are people that when they look at you, they're looking at the cracks in you. Now, on one level, a person may say, "Oh my God, you always got something to say," or "Oh my God, you always getting on me about this, all the little tedious stuff." But that's why we look at art. It's because someone took their time and meticulously put together a masterpiece. And so to me, people that have the energy of Mercury, especially Virgos, these are the people that God set aside to perfect our lives. They don't really care about themselves like that. They really don't. They put everything they have into everyone else. And then a lot of times they don't they don't get the reciprocation of what they give out. You know what I mean? Like they just don't. And in their world, because for the ones that don't understand astrology,
I said, and they're okay with that.
no, they're not. A lot of them are not. I mean, don't get me wrong. They when they're happy, they want to do it. It makes them feel good, but at the same time, it hurts them on so many levels because they'll pour out years of perfecting somebody else's life, but the trade-off is they don't get to perfect their life. So when they come to you with this, fail-proof plan of how to make your life better, it's hard for people to receive the plan from them because they're looking at them and they're looking like a bum. Because and the reason the reason they're looking like a bum is not because, and I'm not saying that every Virgo looks like a bum. It's not
Right, and I know what you mean. Some of them are very well put together on the outside, but just the rest of their lives could be in disarray. So I understand what you mean.
they have a tendency to put, like I said, if it's like a Virgo, Leo, Virgo, it's a Virgo fire, moon sign or air, something like that, maybe. But most Virgos, they would rather spend their last dollar on somebody else that they love than on themselves. And not even just somebody that they love. Immutable signs, a lot of times, they represent taking care of people that there's no one to take care of them. That's why I'm saying, like Mother Teresa, she gave up her whole life dedicated to make sure everybody else was fine. That's why the Virgo is represented as the virgin, but the conversation stops there in coffee shops when it shouldn't, because the virgin this is dealing with the time of the kings, when a king needed to have a better half that was just as selfless as he was. So he needed a queen to sit by his side to help him rule the kingdom that could remember. This is why Virgos can remember everything. They remember all the details about you. They know you very well. Like I said, Geminis do that too, because that's the ability of Mercury. But a lot of times they can't use that ability for themselves.
Yeah.
They just can't. So if you have a Virgo in your life, like, I just want to say, give them a hug, man. Give them a hug.
I'm gonna go give Tony a hug as soon as we come up here. Oh, everything that is so true though. They're very self-sacrificial.
All right. And I'm not trying to put nobody else's sign. And anyone that's listening, understand you can have a Virgo moon. Because you can say, that's how I am, that's how I feel. That's how you feel, but that's not how you shine. It's a difference.
That's not how you shine. I like that. That should be a t-shirt. Can you make me a t-shirt that says that? That might be how you feel, but that's not how you shine. That's what I want the t-shirt to say.
Yeah. I mean, because that's the truth. And see, once you understand the filters in which people are living behind, then you can say, man, I didn't know you was loving me like that. Man, I didn't know you was going through that. I didn't know that that's what you meant when you said this. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, if people that are mutable signs, Sagittarians, Pisces, Virgos, Geminis, those people, man, they put everybody else before themselves. They can't help it.
So after Virgo, we have whom?
After Earth, you have air. So this would be Libra.
Oh, my mom, October 12th, Libra.
Libra is ruled by Venus. And remember I told you earlier, Taurus is also share the same planet, which is Venus. And I'm going to talk about Venus before I talk about Libra real quick. And I have to do it this way, okay? Venus has been noted for a long time as the prettiest planet in our solar system. And it is. It's an attractive planet on the surface. But once you understand why it looks like that, then you can understand what's really going on. Okay. Venus puts all this, and I'm going to word it like this. Venus puts all this energy, for the most part, into rejecting the light that comes from the sun. That's why it has a glow. Because the gases that's on Venus, that's how Libras are.
Okay, wait. Libras reject the sun's shine. So if a person is a sun sign, more than likely, if a person's moon is in Libra, it's going to be some disconnect.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is, when you see a Libra that's happy, okay, sun sign happy, they're going to typically have a smile on their face, or they're going to have this look like they're in heaven, like everything's beautiful and hi and just
yeah.
What's going on, man? Everything's great, man. Just life and blah blah blah.
That's a Libra. That is a Libra all day, every day.
That's just Venus on the surface. that is not a reflection of what's going on behind them, because this is air. Okay, you can't see air.
Yeah.
Remember, the sun represents how you shine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Libra don't have no rays. Their rays is the fact that they would. Okay, air cannot be seen. Air cannot be felt. The only time you can feel air is when air decides to give you a breeze. These people are in a sense, the gods of giving off the air of whatever they want.
Of whatever they want. Okay.
So on the surface, they can look at you with a smile, but it doesn't mean they like it on no level. They can do this.
Oh. Oh.
Woo, man, no, and da 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 da.
So they're really good at chopping it up with you, being right in your face, and you just will never know how they truly feel about you unless they want you to know.
Air doesn't acknowledge water. Water is the moon. Moon is how they feel. And so they don't like to talk about how they feel. Air, Libra.
Oh,
Libra
dear God. Oh.
Libra is liberty. Okay, Libra means liberty. They like to free themselves from anything that seeks to hold them down. Okay, air is a free element, and it doesn't want to be held down or categorized or put in any type of way of doing things. Air is a masculine element. Fire is very direct, but air is the masters of being indirect.
Damn. Okay. Who do we have after Libra? Who's next?
After air, you have water, and this type of water is fixed. Scorpio.
Oof.
Ooh, man.
When I thought I was a Cancer, I always read that people were like, "Oh, Cancer and Scorpio are so great together." But the things I know about Scorpio, I don't see how a sensitive Cancer will be able to not get run over.
Yeah, but remember though, the relationship is not in the sun. The relationship is in the moon. I always remember that.
Tell us about Scorpio.
Okay. I'm sorry for that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
This is me being Earth, okay? I'm sorry. Scorpio is a water sign that doesn't play on no
They
level.
don't play
On no level.
at all. They don't have time for. They're not going to play. Okay.
On no level. This is a fixed. Remember I told you fixed? Taurus is fixed to Earth. Leo is fixed to fire. And Scorpio is fixed of water. Water is emotions, and these are people that have the ability to tell when you are not being truthful. Do not lie to a Scorpio, because they have the ability to keep showing you the old shell, so to make you think that you are good with them, or make you think that everything's okay, but they're constantly transforming, knowing the real truth about you. Scorpios will only give you one chance when it comes to love. A lot of times, if you're family, you get a little pass sometimes.
Maybe.
Sometimes. But Scorpios, it's very hard for them to forgive. Understand that. This is that one energy that don't play when it comes to emotions. There's no second and third chances like Cancer. No, they're like, look, I'm telling you.
There's Cancer is infinite chances with Cancer.
No, it's not. It's not really infinite chances. What I'm gonna tell you, the infinite is Pisces. Okay, but we'll get to that.
Pisces. I got some questions about Pisces too.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But Scorpio.
I hear about this Scorpio having like this visceral tongue. Like they will give you a tongue lashing, and you don't want to play around with them. Like, what is this about?
Remember, I told you a Scorpio would know a lot. Okay, they're fueled by Pluto. Okay, Pluto doesn't care about being in the spotlight on no level. On no level. Privacy is everything with water in general, but Scorpio, privacy, take it extremely serious. It's a part of their armor. The Scorpion doesn't have not one crack in its armor. It doesn't. And if it has one crack, it'll get rid of it, because it takes It's that extreme. I hate to say it that way, and I hate to keep expressing it like that. But when I tell you, when the people that I met, countless of people, the thousands of people I met, that are Scorpios, the number one thing they tell me is they don't play with their heart. They just can't do it. They can't. It's fixed. Taurus fixed on something, Leo fixed on something, Scorpio fixed on the emotions of how you make them feel. And they're good at reading people. They're good at reading people. They can tell. They're gonna notice the negative things about you first. They're
Oh.
gonna already know your secrets a lot of times, if they're around you long enough. And the reason their tongue is like fire, even though their element is water, is that when they finally bring out that stinger.
Oh, they are, yeah, because they know you very well. They know the hidden things. They've let you lie to them. They let you play with them. So when they unleash it,
It's gonna be and see